I need to try something different. I had always believed that our love was unbreakable, that no matter what challenges came our way, we would face them together. But now, standing here, I felt a sense of dread creeping in. What if I was wrong? Her words hung in the air, sharp as shards of glass. My world tilted. It was as if the ground beneath me had shifted, leaving me unsteady and unsure. I could see the intensity in her eyes, the determination in her voice. She wasn't just saying these things to hurt me. She truly believed them. This wasn't how it was supposed to be. We had dreams, plans for the future. We were supposed to grow old together, to face life's challenges hand in hand. But now those dreams felt like distant memories, slipping through my fingers like sand. We were happy, weren't we? I replayed moments in my mind, the laughter, the joy, the love we shared. Were those moments real, or were they just illusions? Had I been blind to the cracks in our relationship all along? She spoke about needing space, about not being fulfilled. Her words were like a foreign language to me, incomprehensible and painful. How could she feel unfulfilled when I had given her everything? Or had I missed something crucial, something that had driven her away? Each word was a punch to the gut. I felt physical pain, as if her words had the power to wound me deeply. My heart ached, my stomach churned, and I struggled to breathe. This was a nightmare, and I couldn't wake up. My wife, the woman I loved more than life itself, wanted to sleep with another man. The betrayal cut deep, deeper than I could have ever imagined. How could she even consider such a thing? What had I done to deserve this? "It's not you, it's me," she said, the oldest line in the book. But those words offered no comfort, no solace. They only added to confusion and pain. If it wasn't me, then why did it feel like my fault? Why did I feel so inadequate, like a cliché playing out in a bad movie? Except this was my life. My stomach churned, my mind raced. I couldn't escape the thoughts, the questions, the doubts. Was there something I could have done differently? Was there a way to fix this? How could she do this to us? To everything we had built together, the trust, the love, the memories, it all felt like it was crumbling around me, and I was powerless to stop it. I felt like a complete fool. How had I not seen this coming? Had I been so blinded by love that I missed the signs? The shame and embarrassment were overwhelming, and I didn't know how to face the world. Years of love, laughter, and shared dreams felt meaningless. I looked at our photos, the memories we had created together, and they felt like a cruel joke. How could something that seemed so perfect fall apart so easily? My wife, my best friend, had just dropped a bomb on our marriage, and I was left standing in the rubble of my heart. The future seemed bleak, and I didn't know how to move forward. But one thing was certain, nothing would ever be the same again. If you love someone, set them free, she argued, her voice trembling. If it's meant to be, they'll come back. But what if they didn't? The thought was unbearable. Days turned into sleepless nights. I argued, pleaded, even begged her to reconsider. My pleas fell on deaf ears. She was determined. Finally, defeated and heartbroken, I agreed. It was the hardest thing I'd ever done. Watching her walk away with that suitcase felt like watching a part of me die. The silence in our apartment was deafening. Every corner held a memory, a cruel reminder of what we'd lost. Days bled into weeks, each one an eternity. I tried to keep busy, to bury the pain. Work consumed me. Friends offered empty platitudes. Nothing helped. The thought of her with him gnawed at me constantly. Anger simmered beneath the surface. How could she throw away years of love and commitment for a fling? Didn't our vows mean anything? Reinventing David, finding strength in the ruins of his heart. This is a story of transformation, of finding light in the darkest of places, and of rebuilding oneself from the ground up. One day, I looked in the mirror and barely recognized the reflection staring back. The eyes were hollow, the face gaunt, and the spirit seemed broken. It was a moment of reckoning, a moment where I realized how far I had fallen. I was gaunt, haggard, a shell of the man I used to be. The weight of my past mistakes and regrets had taken a toll on me, both physically and mentally. I felt lost, adrift in the sea of my own making. That's when I knew something had to change. I started small. I joined a gym, ate healthier, reconnected with old friends. Each small step felt monumental. like I was reclaiming pieces of myself that I had lost along the way. Slowly, I started to feel a flicker of life returning. I focused on myself, my well-being, and my mental health. I began to jog in the park, meditate by the lake, and find solace in the simple joys of life. I poured my energy into my career, my passions, and the things that once brought me joy. I found that by immersing myself in work and creative pursuits, I could slowly rebuild my confidence and sense of purpose. I rediscovered my love for photography, a passion that had been buried under the weight of my struggles. The way the world looked through the lens, capturing moments in time, brought a new perspective to my life. Each click of the shutter was a step towards healing, a way to see beauty in the world again. Through the lens, I found a way to express myself, to tell my story, and to find strength in the ruins of my heart. The return, a knock on the door, a plea for forgiveness. Just when I'd started to move on, to rebuild my life, she came back. It was a quiet evening, the kind where the world seems to hold its breath. I was lost in my thoughts, contemplating the future, when the knock echoed through the house. Standing on my doorstep, tears streaming down her face, she looked smaller, fragile. Her eyes, once full of life, now seemed hollow, filled with regret and sorrow. It was a sight that tugged at the strings of my heart, yet I remained rooted to the spot, unsure of what to say or do. "It wasn't what I expected," she sobbed. "He wasn't you." Her voice cracked with every word, each syllable a testament to her anguish. She had left, thinking she would find happiness elsewhere, but reality had been a harsh teacher. The irony wasn't lost on me. I had warned her, tried to make her see that what we had was special, irreplaceable. But she had been blinded by illusions, chasing a mirage that vanished the moment she reached out to touch it. Had she really thought the grass would be greener on the other side? The allure of something new, something different, had clouded her judgment. Now, while standing before me, she realized the cost of her choices. She begged for forgiveness, pleaded for a second chance. Her words were a torrent of desperation, each plea more heart-wrenching than the last. She was on her knees, a picture of despair, hoping for redemption. She said she'd made the biggest mistake of her life. Her voice was barely a whisper now, choked with emotion. She clutched at her chest, as if trying to hold together the pieces of her broken heart. But some wounds cut too deep, leaving scars that never truly fade. I looked at her, feeling the weight of the past pressing down on me. Forgiveness is a noble thing, but some betrayals leave marks that time cannot erase. The pain, the betrayal, it all came rushing back, and I knew that some things could never be undone.